What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the Flameside podcast. Air horn, air horn, air horn. Today we've got a banger. It's week five, I think. Five?
5 episodes, yes.
5 episodes. It's week five. We've got questions. We've got thoughts. We've got big stuff happening in the world, in the sports world. We've got some drama alert. Let's get right into it.
Yeah, it's gonna be a great week, guys. Looking forward to week 5 of the Flameside pod here. We did receive an email from Ryan again. So welcome back to the show, Ryan. Always great to have you.
Thank you, Ryan.
But yes, please send them in, guys. Ryan is, believe it or not the only one that is allowed to send emails into this show. We love it
Oh,
and
we,
appreciate it.
we made a rule, right? Just him and Hudon?
Yeah, guys. Ryan and Will are not the only two that can email us. So please send them in flamesidepod@gmail.com. Flamesidepod@gmail.com. All one word. It should be on the screen. Please send them in, guys.
Yeah, we'll get to the questions soon, but I gotta ask first. Do you want to talk about last night at all?
Yeah, dude. Last night was a movie. Last night was a movie. But I'm showing my shirt for the audio listeners. I got this maxi shirt on all day. I've been feeling good about it. I was like falling asleep last night, like smiling, thinking about it.
Thank
But
God.
yeah, it got me feeling really good. But as you know, I turned the game off actually. I had an L fan moment last night. But yeah, do you want to hear the specifics of it or
Yeah. Okay, can I explain my perspective first, and then you can tell me what was going on your end?
Yes, yes.
So I'm watching live what happens, and I guess for the listeners who maybe didn't aren't caught up, the Sixers went down by 6 points with 30 seconds left, and by that point, the announcers, my friend here, really sighed, and many people thought it was over. The Tyrese Maxey then proceeded to hit an and one three. Knicks came down and made one free throw, and then Maxey came down again and hit a three to tie the game and go to overtime and an eventual Philadelphia win. I texted Vince after Philly tied it up and the game was going to OT, the letters in all caps OMFG. He's Himothy. And I forget exactly what you said, but you said something along the lines of like, wait, what? So walk me through that.
Yeah, so after I saw Miles McBride hit that midi like uncontested, the freaking garden erupted, and at that point, like the whole game, I didn't catch every single shot. Like I had the game playing, but I would hear just like the garden erupt over and over, and Bede was looking so bad. And then once McBride hit that midi, I was like seasons done. I even texted the group chat with my dad and brother who were watching. I was like, "Yep. There it is. Sixers are done. Turn the game off. Instantly got out of my room. I was like, I gotta go, fill up my water. I'm thinking about how social media is gonna look the next day about Embiid. Oh, Embiid's a failure again. Oh God. I was so sad. But then yeah, I saw your text. And then I cut back. I instantly go to my phone and I turn on the broadcast and all I see is Maxi. Like they're going to commercial, but they have Maxi like getting super hype on the sideline and shit. And I was like, no fuck. I actually thought we won. I was like, did he just like make us win the game? But yeah, because the announcer was like, Maxi stuns the garden or something like that as they were going to commercial. And I was like, oh my God, did he just like win the game for us? But yeah, so that's how it went for me.
That's insane. Yeah, he got so hyped. It's funny. So I'm watching this one again on NBA TV, and I have to watch backboard cam, of course. So it all just looks so funny to me. I remember when they were coming down for the last shot, like with like 15 seconds left, Maxi pulls from the logo. I'm like, bro, what is he doing? But it was so money. And then afterward, when the
Oh,
team got the block, and then the clock ran out. The backboard cam, I think the broadcast was looking at like Thibodeau or something. That the backboard cam is on Maxi, and he is just fucking like he is going nuts, dude. That backboard cam
oh.
was sick. I'm surprised they didn't show that because I mean they had like a sideline angle or something, but like it was just funny. He walked up the whole court. He was getting just dumb hype, dude. I mean like that's I don't know. You've watched Maxi more than I have. It's gotta be like a defining moment in his career for sure.
Yeah, one can say maybe a Star is Born type
Yeah,
moment. That's what I've been seeing. I saw Vince Carter tweeted that. I mean, he's so good. Like he was obviously good before that, but
yeah.
man, people are finally gonna like, put some respect on his name.
Definitely, yeah, and it's interesting too because like I don't think of him as a particularly like amazing 3 point shooter, and that's kind of like what got him. I mean, at that point, you needed to hit threes, but I think of him more as like an exceptional like driver and like making buckets through contact because he's
Yeah.
so unbelievably good at that. But yeah, I mean, when he gets hot, man, he can shoot the thing.
Oh, he can shoot the three ball. He's like surprised. He's always surprised me with the three
Hmm.
because it was never his strong suit, like coming out of college or anything.
Hmm.
But yeah, he's actually been like surprisingly pretty good from three all along, really. Like he's been like actually solid. So
Yeah, it's I mean, I don't know if this team is meant for much this year still, but I think it just bodes so well for the future that you're going to have Maxi and Embiid going together. And I mean, I've seen a lot of Sixers tout accounts being, full salary cap this offseason and two studs, and it's true. So yeah,
yeah,
it'll be exciting. But I mean, dude, I mean, this series is long from over. I'm sure y'all are going to be healthy favorites in Game 6. In fact, I do want to pull that up right now. I'm going to guess it's like 4 points probably in Game 6. It is 3 points right now. Okay, yeah. So it's not like a crazy favorite. Could still lose, but I mean, shit, y'all are right there. You know,
yeah. At the very least, it's been like super entertaining. It maybe not as much for me because like it's actually been like, oh my gosh, like getting,
agonizing.
yeah, it's been tough. Like I was thinking earlier, like, man, I don't know if I could even like handle a game six. And I said that in like the second quarter, just because like, man, these games are tight, tight, tight.
Oh yeah, yeah. I think I saw somebody talk about like a watchability, like excitement rating of this Sixers Knicks series, and it's like one of the only series ever to like there's never been players pulled for garbage time like this. It's the only one where like no one cleared their bench. All the games have been within like five or less, I think, or something. I don't know if that's exactly accurate, but like it's been like insanely close, insanely entertaining stuff. So yeah, I can see why being a very big fan would be a bit unnerving, but still, I mean, it's
Yeah.
just it's incredible entertainment. It was an incredible finish. So, and it also kind of offsets like the fluky fucked up ending where New York stole one with a maxi turnover slash foul. So
I was just about to say that, yeah, that game two ending kind of gets made up a little bit by this
yeah,
ending because it probably felt pretty similar for Knicks fans because
yeah,
that's like that was a pretty fucked up ending.
uh huh,
If you're a Knicks fan, like, oh my
definitely,
God, I couldn't imagine.
yeah.
So
I feel like their collapse is a little bit more self-induced than the Sixers. I mean, Maxi kind of just got fucking like harassed and lost the ball, which is like a little more forgivable than like Mitchell Robinson fouling Maxi, and then they didn't foul on the second shot attempt before he got it up to put him on the line down three. Not really like staying on him. I know it's a logo shot, but like a few things there, and also kind of fucking up an overtime tie game, run some passes to nobody, or it was it down by two? I don't totally remember, but it's not like they had they kind of fucked up. Like they should have had that one. And Hart missing a free throw, it's a lot of things. So yeah, I mean it's been a lot of fun. And I said that I this might not be the year still. I don't know if you can be so sure about that still. I don't know if you can be so sure about that still because call me crazy. I mean, like obviously you're still pretty unlikely to get out of this series as it is. You got to win two in a row, one in MSG again. But if you do, you're likely getting a beatable Indy team, which I think y'all would take care of Indy personally. And then you get Boston. But at that point, if Kristaps Porzingis is still out, I think that's a big hit to Boston. I think that's the one thing. Obviously, they have insane depth, and I'm sorry to get down this rabbit hole so much. I know they have insane depth, but big man is the one position they kind of didn't. You replace like 35 Porzingis minutes with Horford, that's kind of rough. Whereas like you could replace, you could increase Derek White and Drew Holiday minutes pretty easily, like other guys. Too much Horford is not a great thing. So I think it makes Boston somewhat weak. I think they would still take care of you all, but I think it's more reasonable that something crazy could happen. So I don't think all hope is lost, and I think it's a lot of fun at the very least.
yeah, definitely. It's been great. I mean, I'm certainly not even looking past the Knicks, but just if I were, um, the Pacers would even be probably a pretty tough series for the Sixers.
Uh,
But they could definitely win, and then obviously looking further to the Celtics, yikes. Do
if you had to
not.
like, if you had to mentally gauge Sixers Pacers series, if you had to like, what percent of the time does Philly win that? Do you think?
Man, probably around like 60, I'd say.
Yeah, I think like 60-65 personally.
Yeah, it's yeah. I think they're definitely be like they're the better team and they should be favored most of the
Yeah,
time. But Indy's good. Embiid's, he's labored a little bit, and Miles Turner's playing good basketball.
sure.
Siakam's given Embiid trouble many times in the past.
Oh yeah.
They're not a very, they don't have a good history in the playoffs together, those two.
Did Siakam like outplay him in that Toronto series a couple years ago, or not really?
Yeah, well, no, I'm pretty sure we beat the Raptors, but he like hit Embiid in the face and like broke his face, and then Embiid had to like wear that like mask for a few games in the playoffs. So there's just
Hmm.
like some bad blood and stuff. And then obviously in 2019 when Kawhi hit the shot, like there's
Hmm.
more Kawhi, but Siakam was on that team.
Yeah, yeah. It'd be a fun series for sure. I hope y'all get there. I like watching Philly play, and I also think, I mean, I don't know how much better Embiid's going to get without just like a full off season's rest, but you can only imagine that he's going to be more effective over time, right? Like every week that he gets to play is going to be another week full of better endurance, better conditioning, things like that. So I don't know.
Yeah.
I think the longer you can last, the better it is for you. And you've been able to stay relatively healthy so far through the first round, right? I don't think you've had anybody banged up yet, have you?
No,
Other
I
than
mean
Embiid, obviously.
Mountains, having some issues.
But yeah, a lot of other teams are having guys get banged up. I mean, it's impossible. It's relatively impossible to get through a whole, four different series playing your guys 40 minutes a night without some guys getting banged up. So, the fact that you haven't so far is pretty good. And if Embiid and Melton are still rehabbing and getting better and better and better, it's going to be interesting. So we'll see. Got to win game six first. It'll be a ton of fun. And
Yeah, I'm
they're
nervous.
the owner. They're getting Philly in the building, baby. No more of these New Yorkers
Oh,
pricing
they
you out.
better. They fucking better. Oh, at least that'll be another just freaking shitty moment when the fucking I hear the Deuce chant in the Wells Fargo Center when Deuce catches the ball and
Yeah.
everybody's like Deuce.
Yeah. Well, so I actually do have a trained sniper on me that is set to eliminate me if we talk about the NBA for more than 8 minutes. So let's move on.
Yes. Okay. So do you want to talk about that note, that mysterious note that has
Yes.
somewhat appeared on your or somehow appeared on your laundry?
Yeah, so I just got back from a walk and I was going to bring my laundry up on the way because I do my laundry in the basement of my building. And it was in there this morning in the dryer. And, I left it in there. It was a busy work day. Didn't have time to go get it. So I came and I went out for a walk and I was picking it up on the way back up to my floor because it's like 7 stories up. It's like not the most fun thing to do. So I'm putting off a little bit and like not cool with me. I'm taking up dryers and I get it. Not the best thing to do. I was taking up 2 dryers out of a 4 dryer set. Now it's a little bit misleading for me to say I was taking up 2 of 4 because the other 2 dryers are pretty shitty. Like they don't dry very well. So I came back to a note that said, and let me not paraphrase anything. Let me not mince anybody's words here. The note reads, please do not leave your laundry sitting for 2 hours in the only 2 working dryers. Next time, it will all be taken out. This is a building, not a dorm room. Pretty damning stuff.
That is that is such a passive aggressive note.
I mean, I don't even know if it's passive aggressive. I think it's just aggressive. We're gonna take your shit out. Like this is, whatever the fuck. Like damn.
Well,
So
didn't I hear your girlfriend say that they did take the laundry out anyways, but still said next time we're gonna take it out?
yeah, so what I read that as is is they had to take out some of our laundry because they were they probably took out half of it and were like, this is annoying, like we're gonna take it all out next time. And they came down to do more laundry and my shit was probably still there. And so I had to take it all out and just like didn't feel like amending the note. Maybe is my thoughts, because all my shit was out, all of our stuff was out of the dryers. So I don't know.
So they took half of it out?
This is my theory. I don't know if that's
So
true.
what?
It
And
just
then
would
they would do like a half and half, like yours and their stuff in there?
Well, like they would no, like there's two dryers. They take out the stuff out of one dryer to use, and then they're like, next time we're just gonna take all your shit out instead of
Oh,
just the one.
oh, oh, oh,
And then I'm thinking they end up doing it anyway, but I could be wrong. The note's a little bit ambiguous. I might leave a follow up asking them for clarification on what exactly they mean about the consequences next time. But yeah, so basically, yeah. I mean, I do want to say I think I'm in the wrong here. You know, like I shouldn't be leaving my stuff around. That's not cool. It's annoying. I'm sure to deal with. You know, do I think that it requires an aggressive note? Not threatening, but like not a nice thing to come back to. A little bit of like a hey, like watch out, right? Nah, watch out. I'm like
little
what I mean.
diss.
It's like a little sneak diss. Not a dorm room. Like maybe they saw my University of Madison, Wisconsin shirt and like, oh, these fucking kids. It's like, damn, bro. Like you don't gotta be like that. You could just be like, hey, like please don't
Wait,
leave stuff.
are you sure you weren't thinking that you were living in a dorm room?
Yeah, I mean, like, I think sometimes I have a little bit of cognitive dissonance when I walk around in this place. The old wallpaper has me thinking that I'm living actually in like a medieval New York castle sometimes, and I forget that laundry machines even exist, and that's why sometimes I can be a little bit absent-minded about having it stay in the dryer. But yeah,
Oh,
I mean, it's like, which is totally valid, right?
you should
But
tell
that's the
them.
thing. But that's also the thing is it's like, yeah, it's really annoying if someone's gonna like leave stuff around. And I can see even like getting to the point where like you want to like say something because it's like you don't want to deal with that. And I get it. And I apologize to that person if they're watching. But like you don't gotta be rude about it, You have no idea what I'm going through. And like there could be shit there could be a million reasons why I couldn't take the laundry out. Of course, this time it was like really innocent. I'm just fucking lazy and I get that. So like totally in the wrong. But like, man, like on the off chance that it was for a bad reason and that like I had to do something urgent because there was emergencies happening, you could have just had a little bit more of a polite tone about it. So, and that's just. But also the thing is, it's like I didn't have a fun day. Like my day kind of sucked, and like I felt like shit the whole day, and like I didn't want to do my fucking laundry, and like like damn, like no one got a little empathy for that. Come on,
You said
come
you
on.
also, yeah, you were having a bad week, right?
Yeah, dude, it's just work's been fucking busy and shit. So I mean, it's like, yeah, it's my fault, but like, I don't appreciate the tone. Is I guess all I would say.
It kind of reminds me of this one thing my mom used to say, when somebody was driving really bad in front of my mom and she would be getting mad at them, she would always say, maybe they have to, take a piss really bad, or maybe they're
Uh-huh.
like, got in a bad emergency or something. That's what my
Yeah,
mom always used to say. So, got to give some people some grace.
definitely. And it's like, yeah, dude. I mean, people got a bunch of stuff going on. You can't assume everybody has the means to take care of everything, in an appropriate way that's not bothering you. Even though I totally did, but but I think the takeaway is just like you don't gotta be so hostile towards people. And like that note's not gonna make me want to do my laundry any faster. In fact, it's gonna even make me feel like I don't give a fuck about other people around you because they don't seem to be very nice. So like I'm not going to consider their feelings first and foremost because like they don't really seem like they would do the same thing for me. So, and no, I'm not going to intentionally leave my laundry around. That'd be rude of me. I'm not going to do that. And like, I'll keep it in the back of my mind, but I'm not motivated to.
Yeah, I mean, I think writing a note like that is kind of leaving the door open for somebody to be like, well, fuck them. Like, you're not going to tell me
Yeah.
what to do. Like, what if they even wrote it in like a very nice way? Would
If they
that
were in a
change
nice
something
way,
for you?
yes. I'd be like, I'm so sorry. Like this person like is not trying to be rude about it, but like they just need to get in the dryer and like, that's totally
Exactly.
understandable. And like I know I'm not like I know I should have been better about it. I have it like I already know that. I don't need to be told that. So of course I'd be more receptive to that and I would like maybe even go out of my way to apologize, but I'm not going to apologize to somebody who's like telling me it's not a fucking dorm room. Like that's a little bit condescending. I'm not going to respond to that. In fact, and like you said, no, I'm not going to like do anything ridiculous, but like also maybe I get upset about the fact that they're touching my clothes, moving them out of the dryer, like maybe I get weird and fucking uptight about that, and then leave a note like, hey, like please don't touch my things. Like I actually have a very strong sensitivity towards pollen, and if somebody was walking in a 4 mile radius of a flower blossom
Oh.
tree, then I could actually have a very serious reaction, and that is actually against my personal health. Fucking get weird like that. Like, don't make me do that shit. Don't be rude. I don't want to be rude. I don't want to cause a problem. But like,
Look
you know,
at you being the mature Chad that you are, living in
yeah,
NYC,
definitely.
handling things the right way.
Yeah, I this isn't the first time I don't think that this person has left a note about things in the apartment that are relatively minor problems and inconveniences. So, and the other one was not me, for the record. Someone just like left some pine needles on the ground from like a Christmas tree coming in and out, and it's like not the biggest deal in the world, but you know, it is what it is. So, yeah,
Easy solution, like buy a fake tree, no hassle.
it's true. We did buy a fake tree ourselves, and it's nice. We got like a reasonable sized one. And I will say, and this is a little bit of a sidebar, but I'm not a big Christmas guy. A Christmas tree with some lights on it in the background, good ambiance. Good ambiance. Kind of fun.
For sure. I
I'll
love
give it
it.
that. I'll
I
give it
love
that. They were cooking with the Christmas trees and the lights and things like that.
it. Well, anything else that has been going on with you? Anything more with your quarter life crisis or anything of the sorts? Or
Uh yeah, I mean, well, I will say that we got some feedback from our previous episode talking about the quarter life crisis, and people seem to resonate with that. You know, people our age are we're in just a weird time. A lot of people don't exactly know where or how or what they're doing yet, and like the job market right now is very difficult, and things are very expensive. It's expensive to live places, do things, see things, and it causes a lot of just like I think. I guess the biggest theme that I always think about it with it is just like not quite knowing what to do or how to do it, right? And it's not the biggest deal in the world, but I just did want to add that like I think people did resonate with that, so we're hitting the people where we need to. I think.
yeah, I thought, from what I heard back, people seemed to enjoy last week's episode, a little bit of a shift away from basketball. So I do think people appreciated that.
Yeah, and so I think it's appropriate that we spent a lot of time talking about basketball today to re-alienate those people and let them know that they don't control us. So
Yeah, start off the show with 10 minutes of basketball, man.
yeah,
Let's hope
10
the
minutes of
retention doesn't flop.
Maxi. Yeah, Maxi, Big Shot, Himothy. That's how you really get the folks back on your side. We like to play both sides here, you know?
Yeah, we sure do on the flame side. I also want to add here, Shane, that we were going to do a guest episode this week.
Hmm.
I'm not going to reveal the
Cool.
guest. Let's keep the guest a big secret.
Uh-huh.
But he was unable to make it. He had to cancel last minute to go celebrate his grandma's birthday. So we wish him the best. We will likely have a guest on this show next week, though. So look forward to that, guys.
Definitely. That'll be great. We've been practicing our interviewing skills, so we're really going to grill somebody. No easy questions on the Flameside podcast.
Yeah, definitely not. Definitely not. It might not be totally an interview format. We'll get into that. We'll figure that out.
We'll figure it out.
But so do you want to get into like bass fishing and getting like a fucking monster on the line and like how that feels?
Yeah. So White River trout have been probably my favorite thing to reel in recently. You can get, sometimes with the radioactive water here in New York, you'll pull out a fish, you'll pull out like a boot that talks or something. It's a lot of fun. I love fishing, bro.
Yeah, man, the feeling of getting that fucking monster on the line and he's like giving you a hard time, like, oh my God.
Well, while we're on silly topics, can I ask you something?
Yeah.
So I just wanted to ask this because like you ever have those thoughts about things that like you don't have enough energy to like look it up and actually figure it out, but like you always want to think about it and like question it in your mind. I'm always thinking like, is there like do you feel different about drinking tap water from your sink faucet versus your kitchen faucet?
From like my like bathroom versus the kitchen.
Yeah.
I would never do either. But and
Cool.
I'm a little bit of a spoiled brat when it comes to that. But if I were to drink a water, I guess I would say the kitchen water because I use that to fill the Brita.
Yeah.
So
Well, I ask because I'm a big tap water guy. I got no problem with drinking a little bit of tap. Uh, and our kitchen water or I should say, our bathroom water gets significantly colder than our kitchen water. So when I'm filling up a glass of water from the kitchen, a lot of times it'll be kind of like room temperature, and like it's not really doing it for me. I want something a little bit more crisp. And like, yeah, we have a Brita, and I can fill it up and put it in the fridge. And yeah, I've got ice cubes, but like, a lot of work. So I'm sometimes thinking like I'll just drink out of the bathroom faucet. So I said I didn't, but I did look it up a little bit, and it was like it was like yeah, it's like the same water, but like maybe the pipes are different, and like maybe the pipes for the kitchen are a little bit more like food safe slash like ingesting safe, and like that makes sense. But also, I feel like I think you're supposed to be able to drink out of any tap spout you wish. I think it's like regulated or something. I don't know. But I guess I'm just asking, would you feel weird about drinking out of the bathroom faucet or no?
No,
Okay,
definitely not. And it's actually weird. My place is the opposite of yours in that my kitchen sink gets cold very fast, but the bathroom sink does not. It takes a while.
interesting. That's kind of nice though, because like I don't wash my hands with hot water because that's a myth. So I always do cold water. But then sometimes the water would get too cold. So I wish it's actually you're blowing my mind right now. I wish that my bathroom sink wouldn't get cold because then I could just be washing my hands with like lukewarm water all the time. And that's perfect, and I could get
Mm.
cold drinking water out of my kitchen. I have it backwards. I can't get cold drinking water, and I can't fucking wash my hands with cold water without having to fucking do a little dance with both knobs, trying to make sure I'm not like freezing my hands or burning them. You know, I hate that fucking thing.
What's the myth about washing your hands with hot water?
Oh, you don't need to do that. It's the you don't really you don't kill like you don't need to. Like people think that you have to do hot water to kill the germs. It's just simply not true. Soap is fine.
Oh,
Soap like regular temperature water is totally fine slash cold water. I went through a big like sanitary phase during COVID. I was very weird about it. So I would learn a lot about that. And I had a kind of double entendre of like I was very afraid of COVID, so I was washing my hands a lot, and I had really bad hand eczema at the time, and those two things do not go well together because I was washing my hands a shit ton, making them dry as fuck from washing them, and then uh yeah, well, I guess I kind of said that backwards. I was afraid of COVID, so I was washing them a lot, which gave me a lot of eczema. But yeah, I don't even actually know where I was going with that. All I know is that warm water is unnecessary. You don't need to do it. It's fine.
I was worried because I prefer to do it with warm water just because it's nice on my hands. I like the feel of it.
Well, like I don't mind like a little warm-ish water, but like I don't like hot water on hands, you know?
Yeah, once it
And
gets
plus,
too hot, it's like, ugh.
yeah, and plus that will dry out your hands a little bit faster. So if you got dry hands, especially in the winter, shit gets dry, bro. Gotta be careful about that.
Certainly. So I see here that we have just hit we got 10 minutes remaining here on Zoom.
Are you serious?
So we kind of just, the bullshit
How
portion
we
of
how
this
we do this?
podcast just stretched very far.
All right, let's cut the bullshit.
So shall we get into Ryan's email?
Yes, 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 please.
So my dear coworker Ryan decided to email in again, and I know I did not put him up to this. He chose to email in.
Right, right.
Hello, it's Ryan again. I wanted to thank you for covering my questions that I sent in. I had some more questions I was interested in hearing you guys discuss. Um, no problem for covering your questions, Ryan. You will always and forever be the first person to email the Flameside podcast.
It's true.
So, um, you know, thank you for sending it.
Definitely.
So first question here. If you had the resources and talent to create your own sports video game, which sport would you choose and what features or gameplay would you want to include? So this is actually kind of similar to a question that we received from Ryan a little while ago. Not really, but it's in the same vein here. I guess I'll start with you. What game would you want to make?
I have just a very specific game mode. So I've thought about this a lot in my life. NHL hockey video game has just been severely lacking a my park counterpart. So what I mean by that is NHL needs something where like you have your own created character and you can just like go around and you can join pickup games at different rinks and things like that, a la 2K NBA style, where like you make your own character, you go to different courts like with your buddies, you play like 3-on-3, 2-on-2, things like that. NHL tried to do it a little bit with their EASHL. You can do like, oh, I started a club and like we can like join a club together and we can like play 3-on-3 if we like search for a match, and that's cool and everything, but it's so lacking the aura of like loading into like an open world like area where you have like several chords and like you can walk up with your character to something, say I got next, and you can like get into a game. That is so cool. It's so fun. It adds so much more like exhilaration to like customizing your character and like having a vibe while like you're walking around the park and things like that. And it's just like so fun rolling up with your squad together to a game. And 2K killed it with my part. And NHL could do some things so similar and it'd be so fun, but they just like fucking can't help themselves but fuck it up. Like, why not have like a big, like, we're in Canada and we're out in like fucking rural Calgary and like it's a big ass fucking lake and like we've like shoveled off like 9 different like rink areas and we all play 3-on-3 on them and it's bumping and it's fun. Like
Oh
it's
yeah.
so easy. It'd be so easy and you could skate around and shit. It could be so cool and it's just like it'd be so easy. So they're just like missing a game mode with that aura that my park had, and I think that if they did it, I think it would like actually go crazy. I think people would love it. Now they have some core gameplay elements that prevent it from doing that as well. So that's kind of a 2-in-1 where they need to fix that shit too and make it actually like playable. But like yeah, like they're so concerned with like the thematics of their game and making it look good and stylish and things like that. It's a no-brainer to me. It's like so easy. It's so easy to rip that off. So that's my thoughts. And I guess I should say easy from an aesthetic perspective. It's probably very technically and computationally intensive to have like that open world situation. But like 2K did it back in like 2015 on old gen consoles just fine. So like I can't imagine they would be unable to. So that's what I would add. I think it'd be so fun, and I would play the fuck out of it, honestly. Because then just like, the last point about it is like I don't like the fact that like you have to join a club and like you could only play with them. They have like a drop in thing, but it's like worse, and like you can't play 3-on-3, and it's just like no, it makes no sense. Like it's if you could just like do more freestyle like version, it'd be just like so much better, I think, and more casual and like playing by yourself would be more fun. It's so lacking that. So that's what I would add. That's my answer.
Yeah, that's a good answer. I mean, I would certainly love that as an NHL player in the past. My one that I would like to create my own sports video game, I would like to see a lacrosse video game because I'm a lacrosse player for many, many years, and they have never, ever dropped a lacrosse video game that's even like slightly fun. Like I remember I played I think it was Casey Powell 2016 or something like that. And that game is horrible. They in every sense of the fucking word horrible. So I would do a lacrosse video game. Gameplay that I would want to include, I mean, it'd be sick if you could, create a player and go do all the stuff that like all the NHL games and NBA games have and do all
Okay.
that stuff because they have like never made a lacrosse game that has like literally any features at all. So
Yeah.
I don't want to see a lax game. That's my answer to that one.
You know what I think would be a fun feature for some of these is like a Rocket League style like tournament type deal. Where
Mm.
like if you've got like a squad of 3, you can like enter in and then it's like battle royale style tournament where like, you gotta beat out like 5 different teams, you win the tournament championship. I wonder if they have the player base for that. I feel like it works with Rocket because so many people play it. I feel like with a game like lacrosse, and no offense, but I just don't know if you're ever gonna generate enough like player base to make
Oh,
that work. But
certainly not. Certainly
yeah,
not. But
but
I don't even know if I would even play a lacrosse video game, even if it was out and like really good.
yeah,
But sports games just aren't really my MO, I guess.
yeah. I just think it's tough for a game like lacrosse because like you can't bank on like the player recognition or the team recognition. Like oh, I want to go
No.
play with like fucking Mahomes. Like no one knows. So like I feel like you almost have to try to make it more like arcade-esque in a sense of like gimmicks and things like that to like draw in a wider audience. But I don't really know how you do that. It's kind of beyond me.
I actually love that idea. I'm imagining like a super arcadey lax game where like you can pick up powers on the field and like you can do like laser passes or something like that or
Definitely, that'd be sick.
that would be maybe I get into that. Shit.
Could I pitch one last video game? This isn't even sports related, but I had this idea on Discord the other night,
Yeah.
and it actually kind of landed. And I've been thinking it's not a bad idea. So, um, you know how your roommate has that like electronic drum set where like you like hit it, it doesn't actually make noise, but like it comes through like the computer, like you can hear it there.
Hmm.
I'm thinking like you have a game that's like open world setting, like almost like metaverse type shit, where it's like you have different like areas to go to and chill, and everybody has like their instrument or instrument plurals, and you can bring it in, you can fucking jam with people like in the fucking open world, and like like your roommate's got his drum set, he could just be playing that, like pull up, and like somebody else could pull up with like their fucking
Oh,
guitar they got plugged in, and just fucking go after it. Everyone's
come
jamming,
on, bro.
like everyone's chatting, everyone. I mean, you could sing if you want to, but like you're all just talking about music, talking about playing
Oh,
music and shit like that.
that is a banger idea,
Wouldn't that
bro.
be fun?
Like actually playing the instruments, right?
Yeah, because
Oh,
to like clarify, like your roommate has like a very like a
he has an
physical drum
electronic
set.
drum set.
Yeah. Could you
It
help
looks
explain what that is exactly? Because like I
Yeah,
don't think
he's
I'm.
got like an electronic drum set. So it is a drum set, but it's you don't make the real noises. It's just like basically you tap it and it'll like, go through the computer and you can make it sound any way you want in your headphones, but obviously, to the touch it's just going to sound like nonsense, honestly.
Uh-huh.
But think of like it looks wise, it looks just like a freaking Guitar Hero drum set.
Hmm. I wonder if like you could do that through like an already existing like music editing platform. Like if Reason, like because like you said just now, you were like, oh, you can make it sound however you wanted. What if the game you can make it like sound like that through the game? So like everyone's dealing with the same kind of like modifiers and things like that. Whereas like I was just thinking like, oh, like if everybody was modifying it like on their computer and then like playing it through to the game, then it'd be kind of weird because like, oh, this guy is just like playing a fucking sample. He's not a real fucking jammer. But like, what if you had to like use like in-game editing? I don't know. It could get weird, but it's just like something to think about. Like a chill, like just like literally chill and like have fun and like jam and meet people and like chat and fucking whatever.
Yeah, I'm imagining it like VR wise, but
Yeah, maybe.
yeah, let us know what you think of Flame's game idea. Maybe it's a big hit, but we're gonna have to see you guys in the next Zoom session here. So we'll cut to that here.
See you soon.
Hey guys, welcome back to the second part of the podcast here. So we left off talking about Ryan's questions. His first question we answered, and we're gonna get into the second one here. We do have one that we're going to save for next week and our guest. So one of these questions we will not be discussing. I won't even tease it too much.
Mhm.
Other than that. So second question here: are there any recreational sports, things like pool, pickleball, cornhole, that you guys have an interest or enjoy playing?
Well, yeah, I mean, shit. I mean, those are some fun games. Um, I personally am kind of a big cornhole guy. I'm not like amazing or anything, but I did go to my girlfriend's family's lake cabin in Minnesota 2 years ago, and they had a big cornhole tournament, and I wanted to win. So I learned some mechanics of cornhole, and I realized there's a lot to it. Well, I don't know if I should say a lot, but I mean, there's a reason why like there's professional cornhole players who like go insane and like can like put four in the hole like not like all the time, but like pretty consistently. Not pretty consistently, but they can get pretty close pretty consistently, I should say. And it's because they have this throwing motion where like you're spinning the bag real nice, and there's so much strategy for like blocking and things like that. So I got really into it, and it's just like a lot of fun. And it's a very social game, and like it doesn't take too much effort, and it's like a single repeatable action. And I personally like games like that because like with major sports and things like that, there's so many different fluid things and actions, and so much of it's going to come down to like instinct and whatnot, and like that gets difficult. But a game like cornhole, a game like pool, and honestly a lot of games that you mentioned here are somewhat doing repeatable actions over and over again, and especially cornhole where like literally like nothing is happening besides you shooting, like no one's guarding you, no one's defending you. You can really spec into like the throwing stuff. So I think it's fun. I think it's cool. I think it's like a pretty like and everybody hates the guy who like fucking leaves board game night, looks up like, oh, best strategy to win Stratego at family game night. I'm sorry for being that guy, but like I kind of like being that guy, and cornhole was a fun thing to kind of like try to get better at and learn the right way to do it. So I like cornhole a lot.
Did you win the tournament?
No, some bullshit. My girlfriend sucks.
Wow. Oh my God.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Such a straight
And I
Allison.
meant I meant sucked at the game, to be totally clear. And even that I was kidding about. So everybody relax. Put the
Yeah,
pitchforks
jeez,
away.
guys. Get off. get our flames back, man.
Put them
Jesus.
away.
But yeah, I love cornhole as well. That's one of my favorites. I have a long past with cornhole. It's one of the better ones. I want to throw frisbee into this conversation because just this past weekend I played frisbee with all my friends. We went to our local park and just threw around the frisbee for a few hours, honestly, and like that was more than enough entertainment for myself. That's a very fun one for me. I like
Definitely.
pool. Pickleball's fun. It's like extremely popular. It's shocking almost how
Yeah.
popular it is. It almost scares me. It almost like turns me off to it. But
I
yeah.
think I kind of like pickleball too. I haven't played pickleball, but I like the fact that it's also kind of a social game. One of Allison's, my girlfriend's friends that goes to like the big gym in New York, Equinox. They talk about how like the pickleball courts are always open. And you can always like get a game and like you can always talk to people and it's kind of fun that way. So I kind of like the social aspect of it a little bit, and like it seems like it's I think it's gaining popularity because like it's casual enough, easy enough to pick up, and it's like fun to play with people. So I'm all about that. I like the idea of it. I want to get into it.
Yeah, no, I like pickleball. Don't get me wrong. But it is just so social. So many people play it. There's like so many courts popping up. My roommate was telling me how he was in Florida and they're like tearing down like his whole facility that has like, other types of sports just to like build pickleball courts.
Nice.
So, so yeah, it's insanely popular, but I do like it. It's fun. But okay, so the next question is the one that we're saving for next week.
Yeah, and just a little. We have a subject matter expert coming on next week, and that's all we'll
Oh yeah, I'll read the first few words. Do you guys have any advice? Blank. That's all I'm saying.
say.
So you'll be hearing some stuff like that next week. Um, Next question. What is the origin or story behind both of your nicknames? Flame, kick us off with this one.
So my nickname is Flame. It's actually short for a larger nickname called Flame Cerberus, is what the full thing is. That's my Twitch handle, amongst other things. And the reason for it is that the Flame Cerberus is a Yu-Gi-Oh card. It's got a fun little picture of a Cerberus, three dog heads, and it's like spitting fire or something. I don't know. And the reason why I picked that is because I used to play this old Yu-Gi-Oh video game called Yu-Gi-Oh Duelist of the Roses, and it's actually an insanely fun game where they took a unique, interesting spin on the card game video game aspect. It's not like Duel Links or anything where you're playing cards out of a hand or whatever the fuck, and it's boring as shit. It like combines chess with Yu-Gi-Oh, and so like you have like a deck master, and like you can like move him around like the grid, and like you can summon you can like place cards or summon monsters like in the spaces adjacent to you, and you have to like place things like strategically around the thing or whatever. And it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of strategy, and I actually like think the game is incredible. And I'm sad that it didn't seem to get much popularity mainstream, but it does have a bit of a cult following. But so the Flame Cerberus is one of the cards that I had a lot, and I played a lot when I was very young. And kind of like the best strategy for beating like the computer in that game is like juicing the fuck out of one card and making it OP as shit. So like I like it just kind of so happened that I would collect a lot of cards that were like power ups for the Flame Cerberus. So I'd be rolling out Flame Cerberus with like 8,000 attack points, and like everything else had like 1,500. So it was like pretty fun, and I would just like always roll out with that thing. So it became kind of like I I sort of identified that with like that game in my head, and I played it so much, and like it just kind of became like a thing for me, and I liked referring to it. So I like the way it looks too. I like dogs, So yeah,
Yeah, Ryan's a big fan of video games, so maybe, Ryan, maybe check out Duelist of the Roses, Yu-Gi-Oh, maybe.
it's cool. It is.
So, where did I get really side from? And so, yeah, he's called Flame. I'm side on this just because I combined our names, obviously,
Cleverly.
cleverly. Thank you. And yeah, so I'm really side, but side on this podcast. But really side has, I mean, the genuine story of really side is I was Googling back when I first got my PlayStation to play with people like Shane and, others. I was really excited to get it and I got it. And I was making my first username and I was Googling what are like cool usernames. And I'm scrolling through a whole bunch of them. And I saw like one that I can't remember exactly what it was, but it was like really something. And I was like, that's not going to work for me. And then I just made really side. So I have no idea. I think I have like a fascination with like strange words like really, and my email is again, it starts with the word again, and like just like no good reason. So I don't know why I do it, but so yeah, really side has like basically no significance to me. It just kind of grew on like my friends and stuff. I mean, just because it was my name and I don't know. So it just stuck with me for a long time.
That's funny. I didn't know that. I thought it was like a PlayStation generated name for you, and
No,
that you just rolled with it.
I basically was. I Googled just names, like cool names.
Uh-huh.
And yeah, I saw like really something and then I just made it really side.
Yeah, it is interesting how like your gamer tag, if you're a big gamer group, kind of like like turns into your name for people. Like I know we have a friend we call Beffy because his gamer tag was Beffy. My gamer tag, very topical during like COVID. I named my gamer tag Modelo virus, like coronavirus. Pretty funny stuff. So sometimes I get called Modelo. Um,
Well,
and
you're pretty solidly flame at this point.
Yeah, I've successfully rebranded. I'm trying to think of anybody else who would call by their gamer tag. I don't think so, but Mr.
Yeah.
Boomer, Mr. Boomer,
Yeah, and I've
Boomer.
been called like side and really side like more than I ever have been. Like that's just
Yeah.
most people just call me Vince or Vinny or if they're going nicknames. I mean, I've been trying to push the VV agenda lately. I
Ooh, I
don't
like
know.
VB.
I don't know if you've noticed, but I've been pushing like the V or just VV agenda for my nickname lately. But for all intents and purposes on this podcast, I am side.
Well, you've been called Vinny Chocolate sometimes too, haven't you?
No, no, dude, I'm Vinny Skittles.
Vinny Skittles,
It's Scotty Chocolate.
Scotty Chocolate, Vinny Skittles. What am I again?
Scotty Chocolate. You guys will be seeing Scotty Chocolate soon.
Mm,
Shane, what are you? Shane.
I forget. I thought we had one.
You probably do have one. Oh my gosh. But okay, so that'll be enough for that. And then what is your favorite sport and least favorite sport?
I still got to probably go with puck and stick hockey, even though it's kind of faded as of late. I think the NHL does a poor job of marketing and creating hype. I think the NBA does a very good job of it. So I've been honestly getting really into hoops, but probably still hockey, and I still like football quite a lot. I get very into football when it's in season. So I'll go hockey, and my favorite is golf because it's boring. That's all I gotta say.
Hockey's a good shout. It's close for me, but I would say my favorite sport is you guessed it, everyone. Basketball. That's my favorite. I
Oh
love
yeah,
it. Um, I watch it. I play it. I played it like a lot. I played yesterday. So yeah, that's one of my favorites. My least favorite, I don't know. It's kind of a hard one. I don't really have a least favorite sport. What are some sports? Name me some sports. I don't
I
even
mean
know.
baseball kind of sucks.
Baseball's tough. Oh, that's tough. But I even have fun sometimes with that. And you know
Yeah.
what? I actually listen, or I don't listen. Well, I do listen to their podcast, but I watch this sports league on YouTube called MLW Wiffle Ball. They do like their own league and stuff, and they go like super hard with it. And I actually love those boys. So I can get into some, baseball shit. I guess that's wiffle ball, but
Sure.
I wouldn't say baseball is my least favorite because I would play it before I'd play other things.
Yeah.
Football damn near might be my least favorite because like
Really.
I'm not really built to be a football player.
Yeah.
So every time I play it, I just don't really like it. And watching it, it's like all right for me. So maybe I say like a soft football is my least favorite, but that's not to say I don't like it and I do watch it. So,
Sure.
but maybe a soft football is my least favorite.
Okay.
But I want to say thank you again to Ryan for sending in these emails. We really appreciate it, dude. You keeping the podcast alive. We're even going to use a question next week with our first guest. And I think it's about time to get into Himothy this week.
Yeah, definitely. Let's keep it brief, baby.
So to recap, who won Himothy last week? I actually this is the first I'm seeing of these results.
Oh my gosh.
It looks like your boy caught another win, Fallout TV show with another
What?
unanimous victory, 4 votes to 0.
Are you fucking kidding me?
The journalist did not receive a single vote this week, and
Oh, okay.
this is the first I'm seeing of this, Shane.
And
Um,
it's real. Democracy dies in darkness, and I guess everybody's okay with democracy dying.
yeah,
So
they're like, let's go with the TV show.
yeah, fuck y'all.
Oh my gosh, that is insane. All right, Fallout TV show. You are Himothy of the week. Congratulations. This week my Himothy is on my t-shirt again. So this is the third time I've done this. But Tyrese Maxey is gonna win Himothy of the week for me this week. It's obvious. Go watch, what he did at the end of game. What was that, 5?
Mm-hmm.
Go watch that, and that's all you need to see.
Keep the Sixers alive, baby. He's Himothy for sure. And I think we're gonna have to do this for the first time because, like I said, I texted you when it happened saying he's Himothy. So
Yeah.
we're gonna have our first ever consensus. Maxi is Himothy. We're crowning it,
Woo!
and we're gonna go with it because I couldn't think of a better one.
Let's go. So yeah, you guys are not gonna get to vote this week. Maybe I'll do it like Maxi and then like maybe like the field or something. But
Yeah, Maxi or cancel the podcast.
yeah.
Maxi or like I hate puppies. I don't know.
Yeah, Maxi or yeah, oh, good idea. That's gonna be something like that. Yeah, so this was a good episode, Shane. Good job.
Yeah, thank you. You did really well on this one. You're pretty funny, although you could be funnier.
Do you think I like was cutting you off too much during this
Too
episode?
much, way too much.
Okay, yeah, I'll look out for that.
And
next
you've got to stop talking about basketball, bro. It's getting so fucking irritating.
Dude, our logo has basketballs, and I can't change the logo at this point.
Oh, you could, but it's okay.
Shout out to Alex for the music as always. Much
Thank you,
appreciated.
Thank you, Ryan, for the questions, and thank you to all of our loyal listeners. Appreciate y'all in Argentina. Appreciate y'all everywhere.
Yeah, appreciate all of you guys. The TikTok has been performing a little bit better. Go check us out on there. We're on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube Shorts. Check us out. Check us oh my gosh. Check out our short form content.
Yeah, it's if you're listening to the podcast, it's going to be the same thing you've already listened to. So go watch it again on our socials and give us more ad revenue.
I might start editing the TikToks this week, but well, that remains to be seen.
We'll see.
But yeah, have a good week, guys. Think about getting a big fish on the line and just a fucking monster on that fucking fishing rod, and have a great week, guys.
It's gonna be a
Reel it in.
bad week to be a trout this week. That's what I'm telling you.
Bad week to be a fish, guys. We'll see you in week 6.
Catch you next time.
Love you.